In one of the most unforgettable days in South Africa's democratic history, President Cyril Ramaphosa broke down in tears as he made a quiet but emotionally charged exit from Parliament. The dramatic moment, witnessed live by millions, has left the country reeling in disbelief, igniting fierce debate about leadership, accountability, and the emotional toll of politics in the modern era. What was expected to be a routine parliamentary session quickly descended into tension, confrontation, and ultimately a tearful goodbye, at least for now, from a man who has weathered scandals, power struggles, and mounting pressure from within and outside his own party. Over the past few weeks, President Ramaphosa has faced growing calls for his resignation amid what critics describe as a manufactured government of national unity that appears to serve elite interests more than the people. Accusations of backdoor deals, the sidelining of key ANC veterans, and the controversial inclusion of opposition parties with conflicting ideologies had already drawn ire. But what transpired on this particular afternoon in Parliament went far beyond politics. It became deeply personal. As Parliament opened for questions, the usual combative atmosphere was tinged with something heavier. Ramaphosa, often known for his calm demeanor and measured tone, appeared visibly burdened, his eyes weary and his voice unsteady. Tensions soared when Julius Malema of the EFF unleashed a scathing critique, declaring, "This is no longer leadership, this is emotional blackmail masked as service. Step aside with dignity, Mr. President." Helen Zille of the DA followed up with a statement that stung. "The people no longer recognize your authority. Your legacy is not unity, it is disillusionment." Ramaphosa attempted to respond, but as he spoke, his voice cracked. In an uncharacteristic display of vulnerability, he paused, looked around the chamber, and then softly said, "I have given everything. Perhaps too much. If my presence now divides more than it heals, then maybe I must go." Silence swept over the chamber. Some ANC MPs looked stunned. Others bowed their heads. Then, to the shock of all, Ramaphosa wiped away tears. The cameras captured it. The nation watched, breath held. Escorted out, not dragged down. Rather than a defiant exit, Ramaphosa was gently escorted from the chamber by his senior aide and security. He did not shout. He did not resist. He simply walked, slow, solemn, and visibly emotional. Outside Parliament, crowds gathered. Some were protesting, holding signs like, "Ramaphosa must fall." Others stood in quiet solidarity, some even shedding tears themselves. The country is now split. Supporters of the president have expressed heartbreak, describing his emotional exit as a sign of authentic leadership weighed down by impossible burdens. "He is human. You can't fake that pain," said one ANC supporter outside Parliament. But critics remain unmoved. "Crocodile tears don't fix broken promises," Malema tweeted shortly after the incident, doubling down on his call for a permanent resignation. At the time of writing, Ramaphosa has not officially stepped down. The ANC leadership is holding emergency meetings at Luthuli House, while factions within the party clash over whether to support him or begin the process of succession. The DA, EFF, and other opposition parties are preparing a formal motion of no confidence, not just as a symbolic act, but a real attempt to force a transition. The Constitutional Court may soon be involved, as questions arise about the legality of the GNU structure and whether the president's emotional statement could be interpreted as a resignation. No matter the legal outcome, July 5, 2025, will be remembered not just for the political implications, but for the raw humanity it revealed. In a nation so often hardened by struggle and distrust, Ramaphosa's emotional display has reopened conversations about vulnerability in leadership. But all of South Africa is asking the same question: is this the end of Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency, or the beginning of his redemption?